Hello, and welcome to Voices Unleashed, in which we celebrate singers, artists, their influence on our community and beyond. My name is Alexandra Babel, and today I have with me Aspen Strickwerda. Did I say that
Yes,
correctly?
you got
Yes,
it.
I
It was
did
a
it.
bit of a struggle at the beginning.
Yes, it's hard to
get
say
the strict word
The
right.
Strickwerda. Now I understand that's Dutch.
Yeah.
That's Dutch.
Yeah.
So Aspen and I have become acquainted as she is pursuing singing, but that is not her only discipline. This beautiful darling looks very innocent, but what a powerhouse. I'm getting to know her very well. And I hope you get to know her today too and enjoy how much I've enjoyed being her new friend and her voice teacher. So Aspen, tell me, where are you from?
I am from Alberta originally. I lived there till I was 3 years old. Then I moved to the Lower Mainland, so not much of a jump. Just like the Vancouver area till I was like 13. And then I've lived here for like a decade now, which is absolutely crazy to me. It's almost time for a change.
Right,
But
maybe.
like decade,
Right.
place.
That's great.
Quite a long time.
And so you are a person that I consider very disciplined. And when I say that, I mean that, first of all, your appearance, you're very fit, you're very groomed. You came to voice lessons with this intention to practice and develop your singing. But I know that you are specifically disciplined in a sport. And that one is kickboxing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell me how you got into kickboxing and how do those two disciplines relate to each other?
Oh, well, I started martial arts when I was really young. Like, I did karate. I actually have my junior black belt.
Wow.
I was like 10 years old. I was like a foot shorter than everybody else in the class. And then I stopped for a little while. I got into singing, actually, and then I stopped boxing. I did some horseback riding, so I've always been very athletic. I got a bit tired of the horseback riding, just like it was too snooty. It was very uptight environment.
Was that a Western or equestrian?
English. The Western, I think, has a different vibe, but
Yeah.
the English equestrian has a lot of drama, kind of like dance vibes, you know? Like, I was never a ballerina. I got kicked out of ballet pretty fast. I was causing some trouble. So I got kind of sick of all, like, the petty girls and the drama. So I'm like, what can I do where there's no drama? And you know what? It was boxing. Boxing is pretty drama free. You just go there, you just punch the bags, get a couple of bruises, and then you're out of there.
And you're not just punching bags, but you actually have opponents, don't you?
Oh yeah, we do lots of sparring. I want to compete. I was supposed to compete last summer, but my opponent dropped out.
Oh, probably got intimidated.
She
Very
probably got into a
intimidating.
fight.
The blonde intimidation.
I know. I look like a ballerina.
Yes, you do.
It's very misleading. Sometimes, like, I look at myself compared to all the boxing guys, and I'm just like, I look like I'm not in the right field, but I could never like be a dancer. Like,
what is it about the discipline that you really embrace? What is it about that? Like, what do you love about a sport that asks so much of you?
Well, I find that like boxing it's so good. I feel like it has saved a lot of lives because of the discipline. Like, a lot of people like get into bad situations and they're looking for something, and like a lot of them like find boxing. And I think just like because of the discipline that you were saying, it gives you something to get up and gives you like a goal. It like you just have something that you want to achieve. And like when you have a fight, especially, that's all you think about.
Right.
And there's a lot of motivation when like you're like, okay, I'm gonna get my head kicked in. You gotta train, right?
The stakes are high for sure.
Definitely are.
It's almost like a good addiction compared to other addictions, and climbing out of the destructive addictions with this discipline.
Yeah.
I've seen it a number of times where people have saved themselves.
Exactly right. And this sport
saved themselves with
demonstrates that.
And then again, singing. Well, singing is delightful. I know that every time you have a lesson, both of us have dopamine hits at the end of it. It's just so fun.
High notes are wonderful to sing.
Yeah, Aspen's really finding her high voice, and it's really fun. I don't think a lot of people can sing right off the bat. I don't think people can box right off the bat.
No.
But then in order to go forward, there is that sense of discipline. And when we first met, there was a sense that the voice was maybe a little lower. But then I realized when I was working with you that you definitely have the soubrette or the young soprano voice, and this beautiful discipline in your voice brings a beautiful sound that I have so enjoyed. You've got the most gorgeous sound. I'm looking forward to celebrating your voice and hoping the audience will be able to hear your voice sometime in June as we're going to be moving through the community and wineries in downtown doing flash mobs at Kasugai Gardens. And you'll be looking for a group of women dressed all in white, floating about town and doing flash mobs. And I hope that Aspen will be part of that in June. But I really think it might be fun for our audience to see you doing your discipline of kickboxing. Now, RJ, my producer, has a little clip for you to enjoy. This soubrette soprano, this disciplined darling. Let's watch. Oh my word. What a contrast from you sitting right here.
People don't believe me when I tell them I kickbox. They think I'm I look like a little delicate flower. But you know what? I actually beat up some big men,
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, you don't
good
want to mess with me.
to know.
No, it's a bit of a shock. But yeah.
I'm just like, oh my word.
I have a lot of fire in me. I have rage that needs to come out. Rage.
A force to be reckoned with. Oh my goodness. How much fun is it to see you in that setting when I know you in this lovely, elegant singing setting?
Delicate and sweet. I
So
have
delicate
a
and sweet.
multi-dimensional personality.
I can see that.
That's a very different girl right there. She's a bit rough around the edges. Not as polished as this one.
I love it. I love it. I think we all have to find our inner fighter in order to make it in this world.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on my show. And thank you, audience, for getting to know Aspen. Look for us. Candescos will be wandering around town in June, and I'll have more to tell you about that in coming up episodes. Thank you to Now Media and to RJ, my producer, and I'll see you in our next episode.